Hello guys, today we are going to compare Infosys versus TCS. What do I mean when I say that I would compare Infosys versus TCS? From a BTech graduate perspective, I would like to compare the Infosys benefits and the TCS benefits versus the other conditions. So what is the difference between Infosys and TCS, let's say in terms of eligibility, access, test pattern? We'll talk about in detail about each of these factors. So what all are the factors that on the basis of which we'll compare TCS and Infosys? Let's see. So our points of discussion today when we'll compare Infosys and TCS will be: one is eligibility and accessibility. The second is test pattern, which is the most important in the entire discussion. The second most important thing for me is technical preparation that you need to prepare for Infosys or TCS. The third most important point is CAT MBA e-litmus issue. So what all this preparation, let's say if I'm preparing for TCS, so whether it would help me if I write CAT later on and to what extent. Similarly, if I'm preparing for Infosys, how much it would help me to prepare for CAT or e-litmus. I hope all of you are aware about e-litmus, right? And then we'll talk about the other post-selection and salary, joining, internship factors also. So let's move on to the first point of discussion of ours. The first point of discussion of ours is eligibility and accessibility. So TCS, to write a TCS NQT examination, TCS conducts national qualifying test. TCS अपना national qualified test कराता है. The eligibility to write this test is 60%. What does that mean? It means in class 10th you need to have 60+%, class 12th you need to have 60+%, and in the BTech till 6th semester you need to have 60+%. If you have this score, then only you would be able to write TCS NQT examination. In case of Infosys, it's 60, 60, 65. So 10 60 plus, 12 60 plus, and BTech till 6th semester or BE till 6th semester is 65 plus. In case of both the companies, no backlogs are allowed at the time of writing the examination, nor at the later point of time, at the point of joining also. Now, in both these companies, if you have attempted the test and supposedly you are unsuccessful in that attempt, then you won't be allowed to write the examination for these companies in the next 6 months. So only after next 6 months you can again apply these companies. Now the important issue is accessibility. What do I mean when I say access is an issue? Infosys is not accessible to all the campuses in India. Infosys is accessible to only 45 campuses in entire India. So if you are doing BTech from these campuses, then only you would have access to Infosys. Or if you are lucky, then Infosys conducts a pool campus, then you can write Infosys examination. So these are two modes of access to Infosys. TCS is accessible to all the undergraduates of BTech who are in the final year or in the third year, let's say, after 6th semester. So even if you are from a not so known college and you're doing BTech from there, you would have access to TCS NQT examination. So I think you can compare. If you have marks less than 65, more than 60 in BTech and 60 plus in 10th and 12th, then obviously TCS would be a much or it's the only choice left for you. Second is accessibility. So if Infosys is not accessible to you, then only test left for you among these two is TCS. Okay. Next is test pattern difference, which I said is the most important point of discussion. Now TCS, as I told you, conducts its national qualifying test. It's an international level examination, right? And Infosys conducts it through campus recruitment test. So Infosys comes to the campus, make the students write its test, followed by interview, and that's how the process of Infosys runs. So we'll talk about the difference in the test pattern. So let's talk about now TCS NQT written test pattern. So TCS NQT has got quant, reasoning, programming logic, which is also known as CMCQ section, and the fourth section is coding ability. Quantitative aptitude has got 15 questions over here, which needs to be completed in 30 minutes. English verbal, 15 questions, 10 minutes. programming logic, 10 questions, 20 minutes. Coding ability, that's the code that you need to write for a problem.